Now, GCSEs and A-level exams will be mostly scrapped this year, and instead teachers will decide what grades their students get. They can choose if they have mini-exams or base their marks on coursework and assessments. But is this a fair system, do you think, Nadia?
Do you know, all the way through this pandemic, I've just wondered, could this be the beginning of some seeds of change, where we have some blue sky thinking about the way that we test our kids? I mean, every year the Children's Society do a survey of children across Europe, and ours come up as the most stressed year after year.
Wow.
And we do test our children, I think, more than anyone else in Europe. So I wonder if this could be a way, because not everybody's brilliant at exams, are they? And I mean, a lot of Maddie's friends hardly do anything in the year, and they just cram it all in at the end. Obviously, I'm not in the system because my kids aren't at school, but I just think, could this be the beginning of thinking differently?
Yeah, I mean, Penny, you guys are homeschooling your end. I mean, what do you feel about exams?
Well, why do you think I've come on Loose Women today, just to get out of homeschooling? No, in general, I mean, I was terrified of exams when I was at school. I would literally get physically sick and wouldn't be able to attend the exam day and have to sit them later by myself because I'd get that stressed about it. And at the end of the day, I understand that during the school term, they need to sort of give the children some tests just to see what they've taken on board, what they've understood before they can move on. Maybe they need extra help in certain areas. But this huge exam at the end that kind of puts the pressure on your children and their future is ridiculous, because we're never expected when we enter a job scenario or an employment that we're judged on just one effort that you make that day. You're judged and your accomplishments spread throughout the whole year. So I totally agree that there needs to be work set throughout the year, like the coursework, as well as just the exam. It's too much pressure.
Yeah, and it's a lot of pressure on teachers as well, isn't it?
Yeah, again, the pressure comes back to the teachers to make the final decision. And there's so much, you know, some people are happy and, you know, some parents are worried, even the children. Some children, unfortunately, are worried, feeling like, am I going to get a good grade because I don't get on with that particular teacher and so on. And all of that, with everything that's going on, is a lot of pressure. I suppose when I was young at school, I'd probably think, oh, my gosh, you know, if I had to be graded by my teachers, I wouldn't have necessarily got a good mark. And that's because I realised later on I was dyslexic, but I used a comedy and, you know, being a bit disruptive in class to get my way through. It's not until I got to an adult and I went back and did, like, my English and maths, again, GCSE, so that I could go on and do, you know, go to uni and do my master's. So
I love that. You know, education doesn't have to happen at a certain time.
Yeah.
Life isn't over if it doesn't go down, you know, down the same route. We're educating ourselves all the way through our lives.
You're right,
aren't we?
and I think as well with that, Nadia and Charlene, the thing is, we all learn differently.
Yeah.
And that's what didn't, you know, help to me being recognised that I was dyslexic, because they just expected you to learn one particular way. But when I had a project where I was able to put my own creativity in it, and it was humanities, I mean, I topped the class. I was the best. So it's a shame, because everybody learns differently. Then the pressures of what's happened throughout the year on the teachers as well, it's just causing so much worry and anxiety from everywhere.
Charlene, I bet you were a proper girl in your exams, weren't you? Did you get the rubbers out?
I confess that to get the rubbers out. She doesn't mean it that way. But it's really interesting, because I wasn't necessarily that good at the actual exams.
Oh.
But I loved the prep. I adored the
Very
prep.
organised.
What was the prep?
Yeah.
What was the prep?
So you'd give the flashcards, and I'd write down all the stuff I needed to learn. With I'd have different colour highlighter pens. I'd highlight the flashcards. I'd get new pens. Oh, I loved the trip to
W.H. Smith's. Do you know what? I did the same as you, Charlene. I had it all out. It's just that when I opened the exam, I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's probably because the actual doing of the actual exam, I wasn't that great at. And I remember when I think about memories, I was not that great at German, but I did German at school, and I wasn't that great at German. So I memorised an essay in German, because I thought, what are they likely to ask me in the exam? They're likely to ask me about family. It's like, right, I'm going to memorise an essay about family, and I can remember it now. It was, ich heiße Charlene, ich wohne in London, ich habe eine Schwester und einen Bruder. So I did all of this stuff, and I was like, I'll be so good in this exam. The question was, tell us about your holidays. I was like, oh my God!
You could have used that though. You could have gone, my family, went on holiday in Germany.
I don't even know,
That reminds me, my father
Yeah.
helped me out with English because I had dyslexia as well, and he said, I've got a brilliant system. I'll dictate 2 stories that you will listen to every single night leading up to your exam, so you'll know them verbatim. So when you come to turn over your paper, they'll give you, like, we were told they were going to give us 5 titles. We had to pick one and write a story about it. So he said, one of those 2 stories that you've learned on, at night, going to sleep, will match one of those titles. You'll be away. So that was it. I went off. Might have made a lot
and it's about memory. So essentially, exams are how good your memory is.
Yeah.
Essentially, isn't it?
Yeah.
Memory test. It's not. It doesn't tell you how clever, intelligent you are, or how you can communicate with people. Not at all.
No. And I think, and I know that some people are great at exams, and I know that some of the kids that are watching may well absolutely adore exams, but I guess it's just not the only way of doing things, is it?
No. Apparently, we've got a really good photo of you at school.
Really?
Where did they find... Oh, my goodness.
Do you know what that picture's of? That's my first day at school, and I think I was 5 or 6.
Oh my gosh, Charlene, that is.
Look at the hat.
It looks very posh.
Yes.
It was quite a posh school. We weren't posh, but it was quite a posh school. and that's in my bedroom.
That is so sweet.
You know.